share with you my dish that won me a couple contests as a child. This is a holiday favorite. I get asked to make it over and over and over again. So much that I now have the recipe completely memorized. This dish is extremely flexible and you can customize it or change out the ingredients however you would like. Now, I would like to teach my audience how to make my infamous fantasy fudge. Today, I'll be going through the preparation of your ingredients, the process of actually making the fudge, and any customizations or substitutions for these ingredients. Now, the first step and the easiest step to forget is to do the actual prep. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grease my pan with butter or something around the same lines. This step I actually have forgotten many times, and it actually, I can't tell you how many times I've forgotten to do this and then tried to pour the finished product into a non-greased pan, which would have caused me a lot of trouble trying to get it out of the pan. Now, this pan is a 13-inch by 9-inch pan. You can use something smaller if you would like for thicker pieces of fudge, or something bigger for thinner pieces of fudge. Now, you want to make sure you get an even coat, just so it's easy to get out of the pan and serve into squares. Then the next thing you'll want to do is you'll want to make sure you have all of your ingredients open. The first ingredient you'll want is a stick and a half of butter. You'll want 3 cups of sugar. This is actually more than 3 cups, but I just haven't measured it out yet. And then you'll want a 5-ounce can of evaporated milk. And you'll want a 7-ounce jar of marshmallow cream and 12 ounces of chocolate chips. And you'll also need a teaspoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of my secret ingredient, which I will tell you about later. Now, make sure all of your ingredients that you'll need to put into the pot are right next to it so it's easy to access. Remember, easy access equals less stress. Now, you'll need to gather a spatula and a thick pot. This is important because you don't want to use a thinner pot because it may stick to the sides and it's not easy to get off that, trust me. Now it's time to start cooking, which is where the fun begins. Now, to actually start cooking, the first thing you're going to want to remember is never stop stirring. Now, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your sugar, your butter, and your evaporated milk into a pot. Now, I would not even turn on the heat yet, just so you can combine this mixture. And I prefer to use melted butter because it's easier to mix in. And let's see. Now, you're going to turn this, after you've mixed that up a little bit, to a medium-high heat. And you'll wait for your sugar to dissolve and your butter to melt. Alrighty. Now, once the butter and the sugar dissolves and the butter starts to melt, you will get a bubbling mixture. It's boiling now, so you'll wait about 5. You'll stir it. Continue stirring because you don't want it to burn. You will continue to stir it as it boils for about 5 minutes, and then you'll turn it down to a low heat, to a medium-low heat. Alrighty, so the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add your marshmallow cream. I actually did forget to take off the lid of mine. You actually do have to stop stirring for this part, but not for long. You're going to add all of the marshmallow cream you can get out of the jar, and then you will mix this until smooth. Alrighty, my marshmallow has evened out pretty well, so now I'm going to go ahead and add my chocolate chips. And let's see, stir and add that, and keep stirring that until the chocolate melts, and your mixture will turn into the chocolatey brown color now. Then after that chocolate melts and it is a even consistency, you'll want to turn off your heat, but don't worry, just keep stirring, stirring, stirring. Alrighty, so the chocolate is now thoroughly mixed. The next thing you'll want to do is add your vanilla, alrighty, and your secret ingredient, which is actually butter and nut extract or flavoring. So then you'll mix these until evenly combined, which won't take long. And then the next thing you'll do is you will pour this into your container. Be careful, this is very hot. You want to pour it. Try to get all of it off of the sides into your container. Alrighty. And make sure that is completely smoothed over. You know, you don't want any uneven slices for those that actually want to eat this. I can't eat it anymore, I've had it so many times. And then once that cools, all you have to do is slice it and enjoy. So maybe you're saying to yourself, but I don't like milk chocolate, or I want to spice it up and add something different. Well, congratulations, because that is exactly what you can do with this dish. This dish is completely flexible, and you can change it however you would like. Let's see. As I like to say, the best part about cooking is the fact that you can put your own spin on things. Now, maybe you want to add some peanut butter chunks, make this more of a Reese's Pieces kind of moment. Or maybe you want to add some candy chunks for other different kinds of candies. You can do that. All you have to do is right after you put in the vanilla and the secret ingredient, you can put in whatever chunks or chips you would like to add into that, but make sure you are off of the stove top so it doesn't melt that too quickly. Or let's see, maybe if you wanted the chocolate to be white chocolate instead of milk chocolate like I have here, you can do that. All you have to do is change out the semi-sweet milk chocolate chips into white chocolate chips instead. So maybe if you want this dish to be more of a holiday dish and want this to have more of a holiday feel, and you want this to be peppermint flavored, I have two different ways you can do that. The first way is adding a tablespoon and a half of peppermint extract instead of the butternut, because I wouldn't add in the butternut because it contrasts to the flavor too greatly. Or maybe you don't want to do flavoring, maybe you want to add peppermint chunks. I would suggest using candy cane chunks, like crushing them up and then adding them the same way you would peanut butter chips or different candy kind of chunks. Now, finally, the thing that my grandmother actually enjoys the most is adding in walnuts at the end. Like I said, with the peanut butter and candy chunks, all you have to do is add in and fold in a cup or cup and a half of walnuts, chopped walnuts, or any other kind of nut of your choosing. Now, honestly, just let your imagination run wild with this dish.